All right, in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis, we now get to the best part and the last part of our series on my favorite Android apps uh, and games. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to cover my favorite faith based apps and my four favorite games. Now, since many people are stuck at home, they can't really go to work. They can't go to church because all the churches are closed. The only way you can even attend faith based services is by watching them on television. Well, for those of you who practice the Catholic faith, I have two really cool apps you should be checking out. Okay, so we'll start with those and then we'll get into my games. All right, first, for those of you who watch EWTN or Catholic TV, and you're watching the masses on there, this is one app you just can't live without. And this is called iMissal. And this application is available, I think it was $5 on the Play Store. And this has all of the daily mass readings, okay? And so you just basically click the book and you choose the format that you want. Readings, if you want the full version with notes or no notes or the concise version. Personally, I just go with the readings only. And then all of the readings that are in the Mass will be here. And usually it is verbatim to what they are actually reading. Now, for those of you who are members of the Franciscan Church, every now and then the readings will not necessarily coincide. But as far as offline reading is concerned, this is the best app I could find, and so it was well worth it for me to purchase this. Okay, and it also gives you the option in the settings for setting your font size and your text and that sort of thing, like I'm showing here. So that's handy. I just wish they would allow theming of the entire application. Okay, for some reason I can't get the news feed working on this, but everything else functions very well. You have prayers, a daily devotion, but the most important part that I use this for is just the missalette itself, so that I can read along as I'm watching the streaming services, either online or watching them on television. Okay, and then the next app I'd like to go over is actually a free one. Here, let me go ahead and minimize this. Usually if I dismiss these applications, it'll free up the memory. This next one is called the Ignatius Press Study Bible, and this is a free piece of software. It does have the daily readings, much like the iMissal, but they are not verbatim, okay? They'll be worded a little bit differently. But where this really shines is if you ante it up for the study Bible component, you can also click and receive the study notes with this as well, which I find very useful because this has actually replaced the Xiphos Bible software that I demonstrated in my last Easter video that I put up. This has actually replaced that. Now, Xiphos will let you have more than one Bible installed, and it's a little bit more comprehensive. But I found that as time goes on, I just find just having one rather than looking at different translations and that sort of thing. I just find having one to be the better option for me, and this is the cream of the crop, the best option, because many of these faith-based books and materials that are available from the Play Store are littered and loaded with advertising. So yeah, and I like the fact that you can change the view mode on this. You can have it double paragraph mode. You can change the font and that sort of thing. I wish it would allow theming of the entire app as well. It doesn't. It also gives you an opportunity to have a look at some of the other reading materials and books that they offer at Ignatius Press. And you can also unlock the audio portion of this, where that's what these little controls down here are for listening to the word being read to you rather than reading it yourself. I thought it was pretty nice, but impractical for me. Yeah. So I really like this. It has some playlists and other contents in here. You can also easily make notes and that sort of thing. So it's a comprehensive piece of software, and I quite like it a lot. Okay, I'm not sure what else to say on this other than they also have a web app as well. So you can when you unlock this content, you also have access to their website. So if you're on your main computer, you can access the same study material from your web browser, which is an added plus. So I really like this one. I do want to make a shout out, though, to an excellent piece of software as well for Catholics, and that one is called the Laudette. Unfortunately, though, that one requires internet access, whereas the iMissal and the Ignatius Press Study Bible does not require internet access to use it. So that's why I picked these two as my favorite, but the Laudette does get honorable mention for those of you who always have connection on your mobile devices. My tablet doesn't have, only connects to Wi-Fi. I don't have a service plan, don't ever plan on getting one. So, what I have set up here works best for me. So I hope for those of you who are stuck at home and unable to get to faith-based services, I hope these two apps will work out for you guys, because they do so much for me. All right, moving right along, let's go ahead and minimize this and let's get on to some of my favorite games that I enjoy playing on Android. And the number one game that I love the most is a game called Lollipops 4. It kind of resembles 2048 in a way, but it's not. It's a match 2 game. And the objective of the game is to make numbers as high as you can. And right now I'm at 4096, okay? And the objective is to double this number. I also have another tile here at 1024. I've been playing this for a while now. And one thing I like about this app is if let's say I'm in a grocery store or something like that, waiting on somebody to, purchase enough food for an army, I can pull out my tablet. I also have it on my mobile phone too, and I'll just sit there and play, just stand there and play games while I'm waiting, because, well, it is what it is. That's a fact of life. We always have to wait. So let me show you how this works. The objective here is to make matches, and it's match 2, but you want to match your higher numbers up first, okay? Because you're going to run into problems as you have more of these higher numbers. So, like these 32s, I want to match them up. I want to match these 16s up. Okay, I want to make those the higher priority to match those, because, the more higher numbers that you have on this screen, the more your chances are of the game ending on you, because when you run out of matches, it's game over. So you want to try and match these up. So now I need to make this 64 another 128 and put these two together. So let's go ahead and work on that. And as you can see, this can be quite addictive. I'll sit here and play this for hours. And not even realize that, a bunch of time has transpired. Because it is so much fun. Okay. Ah! I lose. But I have been able to get the numbers up much higher. At any rate, it's a really fun game and well worth your time to check out. That's Lollipops 4. Interestingly, this game is not available on my tablet, but it was on my cell phone. So, using a program I demonstrated in the last episode, the SD made, I was able to go into the App Center and pull down the APK for the file, and then I was able to transfer it to an SD card and then sideload it. And it works, surprisingly. I suppose I could have also downloaded it from Aptoid. Wait a minute, no, I didn't see it on Aptoid, so I had to pull it off the phone. All right, let's go into my next favorite game. And I picked these games because these are the games I play the most when I'm like out and about, I'm waiting on people, or, if I have to run mom to the doctor's office or something like that, I have to sit there and wait because she doesn't drive anymore. So usually when I'm sitting there waiting, I have these games to occupy my mind. I didn't want to go into these levels yet. And actually what I like to do is I actually reset this game after I've played all the boards and just play them all again. And this is another form of solitaire. Mom actually turned me on to this one, and I thought, oh no, I'm not ever going to get into any games like this, but I decided to give it a try, and I found the more I played it, the more I ended up liking it. So, and this ended up becoming one of my favorite games when I want to just waste some time. So, gotta love this one, and basically it's just another matching game, and the game ends when you run out of matches, so you got to be careful. And sometimes I find I'll have to, play through some of these levels several times before I can pass it, because each time I play a level, my goal is to get all 3 stars, and if I don't get all 3 stars, well then I'll just play the level again and keep playing it until I get it. And what is really nice about this is when you do replay a level, it shuffles all the tiles differently. So you're not playing the same exact game each time, so there's no cheating that way. So it does present a little bit of a challenge for a Mahjong game. Now, this isn't the real deal Mahjong. I've seen people play. There's another form of Mahjong that is played, but I really don't understand that one. But for a solitaire game, this is quite interesting, and I've had many hours of enjoyment out of it. So I figured I'd share this as one of my favorites, because, what can I say? This is a pretty good one. So you pretty much get to see how it works. You have basically, in order to get 3 stars, you have to finish the level in a certain amount of time, and you have to, complete these tasks, complete the board, and don't get any hints or shuffle the deck or anything like that. And then, if I were to restart, you'll play them all again and just shuffle the tiles so that you can try and beat your score the last time. Good game. I like this one. Okay, and then our next game in my favorite list is a really awesome piece of nostalgia. Now, I gotta mention, I have always been a pinball aficionado, okay? And I've got all the Star Wars pinball games from Zen Pinball. I just don't have them installed right now. But this one I'm about to show you is bar none my favorite. This game came out in... it came out at about the time Windows 95 was coming out, because it had a DOS version, and it also had a Windows 95 version. And of course, I'm talking about Pro Pinball Time Shock. And this has all of the features that the computer version had, such as your operator menu. So you could change the number of balls that you could play with and that sort of thing. And it even brings in another feature where you can remove the glass off the top of the table and, you know, shoot the ball around anyway. But that's cheating, right? All right, so let's go ahead and play this. And some of you guys will probably remember this upon looking at it. And this is perfect for an Android screen because you can see the whole table. You know, the PC version kind of scrolled up and down and everything on the screen. This looks beautiful the way this is set up. So whoever decided to port this did a magnificent job. And my only beef is, why didn't you port the other Pro pinball tables? I'd buy them all from you. They're great. All of the Pro pinball tables were awesome. This one, bar none, the best, though. Let's take a look at this one. I'm going to have to play this on the tablet, though, because it would be easier to play. And I'll show this to you. This also has that MagnoSave feature, which I never really used on the desktop because I never got good at it. And you played this with the keys on your keyboard. The touchscreen, probably the better option. Ooh, come on. Oops. There goes my saver. Okay. Oops. Alrighty then, come on. Ah! Okay, and this has all the sound effects and everything for it. I have the sounds disabled, of course, because I don't want a copyright strike on my account. You know how that is. Anytime, you know, you want to do a game review or, you know, you gotta, you know, they're kind of touchy on that. So. Okay, what do we get here? The word is ready. This also has the on-screen games too, where you gotta, you know, the flipper video game things. So it has that as well. This is as close as it gets to a realistic pinball table, although I've got to admit the Zen pinball tables are really nice too. But this is one of the games that really pioneered the pinball games on the PC, and so I was overjoyed when I saw that this came as an Android port. Has all the multi-ball features and everything with this, and I'm probably not going to get multi-ball on this in this playthrough, but oh well, it is what it is. Ah, maybe I will get multi-ball. I used to be able to get this every time. But I haven't, you know, I'm not as good at this as I used to be. Ah, I could have got that one. Gotta lock that ball. Oops. Come on. Cooperate. There you go. Multi-ball. Alrighty then. Here we go. Jackpot. 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 Got 4 balls going here. So you can see why I enjoy this pinball game. Lots of fun. And I mean, there are a lot of great Android pinball games, but bar none, this one's the best. With the Zen pinball tables coming up really close. I love the Darth Vader table they have, the Star Wars Darth Vader table. That one's amazing. So honorable mention goes to that one. I can't demonstrate them all, obviously. But, yeah. Okay, now do I get the fragment? I got the fragment. 50 million. So, at any rate, cool stuff indeed. I'm not going to sit here and play this game all day. But, so you get an idea, anyway, of Pro Bin Ball, Time Shock. Awesome sauce. Okay, and then we will finish this off on a somber note. Yes. Boring old Solitaire. I've got a game already in progress that I've been playing here. Yeah. There. Okay, got it. So, typical free games that you can get off of. I chose these four because these are the ones I play the most of when I'm waiting on things and stuff. I've got so many games, I could probably do a whole series on all the games that I own. But these are the ones I play the most, so I figured I'd show these off. All right, and that was Spatry's favorite Android apps for 2020. Is there an app you think I should try that I might like? Be sure to hop on cupoflinux.com and let me know. And if I think it's something that the community could benefit from, who knows? I might even make a video on it. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing in the next episode. I do know Mr. Gizmo made a suggestion that I look at something, so I might have that coming up. But regardless of whatever it is, I'm sure it will be exciting. I'm going to break away from my usual closing by saying that you never see a U-Haul following a hearse. So he who dies with the most toys wins nothing. Until next time, peace out.